Hey everyone, Eric with Ride Adventures, excited to bring to you, finally, KTM's new 790 Adventure, the standard version. And I say we're excited because they've made a great bike, first of all, but also it gives us one more option to present to you in our rental operations, our tours around the world, in that low seat height kind of big adventure bike category. KTM really got it right with this one. I want to walk through with you some of the pros and cons as we come to discover them in the first few days of riding. So on the first list of pros for this bike would certainly be the engine that, once again, KTM has risen to the top of this sort of mid-size weight class with a 95 horsepower parallel twin upright, great engine, 66 foot-pounds of torque, excellent frequencies and vibrations and pulsations that you feel, giving great feedback, low-end power, high-end power. It's all there for you. Great engine by KTM. You're going to love it. So another pro on the list of great things about this bike is the TFT display that KTM put together for us. Very easy to flip through the menu options, choose your rider settings for your traction control and your ABS. The display is clear and easy to read. It's very easily laid out, easy to spot what gear you're in, your speed and temperature and all these different features. It automatically dims for you and turns black at night so you're not blinded by the screen. And just altogether really a nice job making the information easy to access and change on this screen. So another really great unique feature that KTM put on this bike is the 5.3 gallon fuel tank. Very low slung, you could say. Look how low it's keeping the center of gravity, all that 7 pounds per gallon of fuel kept down low like that. And it also serves as it is positioned to sort of keep the bike from laying completely flat if you ever go down. The testing that they did on this fuel tank is really significant. It's not your average plastic. They really did some, they intended for it to be having some weight put on it at some point. We're curious to see what the hard parts, the protection manufacturers are going to do to augment that kind of protection, but the removable, replaceable skid guard, I guess you could say, on there will at least get you started. Another one of the pros about this bike that I like is that it's got the 21-inch front wheel and the 18 in the rear, which fits better into the off-pavement category. So we talked about in other videos how this sort of fits into the low-seat, big adventure bike category. And for those of you that really do want to spend as much time in the dirt as possible off-pavement, that 21-18 combination is going to be really great. Another nice but simple feature on this is that the windshield is adjustable. Once you have your Torx 30 wrench in your hands, in just literally 30 seconds or so, you can move this windshield up and down between two different positions. Perfect if you're trying to adjust based on wind conditions, speed, the type of helmet, your torso size. You can customize it a little bit to your riding situation. And so while KTM has made a great bike, I want to be fair and mention some of the cons, the downsides to it. For starters, the fuel gauge. We don't quite have an answer from anybody yet about why they are doing this, but to show you only where your fuel level is from a half tank on down below is something I cannot get to understand. We've asked around and nobody seems to have the answers. If somebody does, please go ahead and comment in the description below, but we are trying to figure out why our manufacturers, KTM's not the only one, why are they only showing your fuel capacity or your fuel range from a half tank on down below? So another one of the cons, and maybe this is something KTM does have an answer to, we haven't found it yet, but it's basically that when you're in a situation where you've altered your traction control and ABS settings, if you either kill the engine accidentally or by the emergency red switch there, it actually resets your traction control and ABS settings again. So you have to go back into the menu settings and change it all there. It would be really great because you know you stop on the side of the road to chat with a buddy for 30 seconds sometimes. Now having to reset all that, they shouldn't have it that way. We wish they would make it so that it only turns off those systems according to the key, not the switch. So a final con about this bike is actually that the suspension is only adjustable from the rear preload standpoint. The compression, the rebound, dampening, things that you can normally do with a clicker on some other bikes don't exist on this, the 790, the standard model, but only the rear preload can be adjusted. They include the tool for doing so with the toolkit. It's actually pretty easy to do. And I say it's only barely a con on this bike because even just the standard settings that it comes with, and my being actually overweight for this bike, I'm really impressed with the way that it handles both paved and off pavement situations. It does a really great job gobbling up the bumps and the imperfections and staying stable and feeling like I want it to. So pretty impressive. So in summary, with only 5 pros and 3 cons being listed, the overall commentary on this bike is that it's a great adventure riding option in that twin cylinder category, meant to pack down and go big distances over multiple terrains and see the world. So great job by KTM. Short list of cons. There are other great things about the bike, but really the overall message is that it's a great handling, fun, sporty bike that you're really going to enjoy if you give it a shot. We're happy to have it in our rental operations now. So hope this information helps you. Check out other videos we offer and see you out there.